we have the next part of the news here, and that is apparently we have some people suing Activision. So we have Hector H3CZ Rodriguez and Scump of Optic, along with other CDL owner groups, have filed a lawsuit against Activision for its monopoly over the Call of Duty League. All right, and here we go. So we have 15, wielding its unlawful monopoly power as a virtual nuclear weapon. Activision coerced 12 teams to pay Activision a $27.5 million entry fee for the privilege of being one of the 12 teams allowed to participate in the Activision COD League. Give Activision an unconditional 50% share of the revenue the team generated from ticket sales, sponsorships, and whatever else. And other revenue streams. Cede to Activision the exclusive right to contract with the most lucrative professional Call of Duty sponsors, such as energy drink companies, example Monster Beverage and Mountain Dew, and military-related companies, example USAA Insurance. Number 4, cede to Activision the exclusive right to contract with broadcasters, example, cable television and streaming networks. 5, refrain from participating in or supporting any professional Call of Duty leagues or tournaments other than the Activision COD League. That's a huge one. Prohibit the team's players from participating in or supporting any professional Call of Duty leagues or tournaments other than the Activision COD League. And 7, prohibit the team's players from engaging in any commercialized Call of Duty gameplay. Example, streaming informal friendlies on YouTube or Twitch outside of the Activision COD League. These rent-seeking and trade-restraining contractual provisions impermissibly enriched Activision at the expense of the professional Call of Duty players and teams that were now under Activision's thumb. This is insane, right? This is absolutely insane because, bro, some of these things are ginormous. They literally are basically saying, hey, pay Activision $27.5 million to get in. But guess what? You can't do anything. You literally can't do anything. It's insane, right? Because not only do you have to pay a $27.5 million fee, 50% of your revenue from anything basically goes to Activision then, right? And then let's see here. So again, your contracts with like energy drinks and stuff is messed up. With military related companies is messed up. Contract with broadcasters is messed up. And then you're let's see, you're not allowed to participate in any competitions outside of the Call of Duty League. You prohibit the team's players from participating in any and supporting any professional, again, right there, right? Prohibit the team's players from engaging any commercialized Call of Duty gameplay, right? So streaming informal matches, you're not allowed to do, right? This is crazy, right? A lot of these things is literally things that Activision would be paying you, right? Would be paying you to not do this stuff, rather than you paying them a fortune for you to then be limited to do that. It makes no sense, right? Because Activision literally owns all of you, basically. It's insane. You're giving out arms and legs, paying them money, and you're not allowed to do all this stuff, right? And typically it's the opposite way around. They pay you so that you don't do this stuff, so that they keep you in their loop. This is insane, right? That's crazy, right? That is crazy. Yo, give me a second. I'm gonna pause the recording. I'll be right back, okay? I'm gonna pause the recording. I'll be right back, okay? So just give me a second. But anyways, getting back into this, so yeah, so I think this is crazy, right? And then it goes on to say the lawsuit is seeking $680 million from Activision to the CDL teams for holding a monopoly over the esports business, the sponsorships, and the revenue streams. This would be an interesting lawsuit because Activision owns Call of Duty, unlike other sports leagues where ownership is distributed differently. Plus, Activision could just end the CDL and all COD esports and move on to. Very interesting to see what happens. And that is actually very valid, right? That is very valid because Call of Duty could just be like, you know what? You know what we're gonna do? We're not gonna pay you. We're not gonna pay you $680 million. No, we're not gonna do that. You know what we will do though? We're gonna shut down the Call of Duty League. You know what? You guys are complaining about it. We're gonna shut down the Call of Duty League. And you know what? That I think if they have enough evidence here and the good lawyers and all that stuff that they can actually push this completely. I would not be surprised to see them shut it down. I would not be surprised. It does not do what it used to be. It's not as big as it used to be. And then you're going to see the Call of Duty esports side of things is just dead. It's just going to die completely. I would argue that it's not really as big as it used to be, but it's definitely kind of dying a little bit over time here. So yeah, man. I mean, we'll see, right? We will see. It's very interesting. I'm very curious to see how this is going to go in the future here, but I'm going to be keeping an eye on this, of course, because I think it's very fascinating, and it'd be pretty cool. I mean, because this definitely is a monopoly. I mean, this is insane, right? The things that they want to do here, it's ridiculous, right? It's just crazy, right? It's crazy. It's wild because they control everything, man. And like I said, the way that these typically work is that they pay you for you not to do this stuff or for you to give them 50% share or whatever. No, no, no. You have to pay them $27.5 million for the entry fee to be one of 12 teams. And then you have to share your revenue. You can't do sponsors. You can't, there's so many things that they limit you to do that you're not allowed to do, which you should probably be getting paid for. I mean, this is pretty insane, right? That's pretty nuts. So I figured I would throw that out there for those of you Call of Duty fans, maybe to kind of see what your opinions are on this, because this is huge, and I'm assuming that Activision would rather shut down almost everything before having to pay out 680 million. I mean, bro, even a fraction, even 100 million, I highly doubt Activision would even want to do. Now, I'm assuming it's 680 million because they're trying to make back a lot of the money that they've given out over the years for all of these teams, right? Because I mean, there's so many teams that have been robbed basically because of this, so they're trying to get their money back basically. Like this is insane, right? So very curious to see how this is going to go in the future for sure.